This is going to be my last video talking about my synchronicities and sharing sort of so many videos on the signs I receive, because the next phase of my life is going to be experiencing. It's going to be a completely new, new life in essence, to an extent. And it's really important I learn to embrace that journey and not always share every little thing, because I do it to help people and shine a light on situations and show signs I receive, and people can receive similar in their life. But it's not for me to just be an open book to every little thing for me, because it's like I want to experience it for myself. And I know some of the things I say will seem quite surreal to people, and I know people will doubt, and that's irrelevant to me. It really is. I have an innate awareness that people have insecurities, so they tend to push away from believing anything that's outside the norm or beyond their comprehension to an extent, because it does make them insecure. So that's why I try not to talk on things too much. So, for instance, I sometimes stay away from my spiritual side, and I focus more heavily on the self-help, personal development, because it can hit a wider audience in terms of the healing. Because that's the whole point of my journey, is to heal people, but I do it in my own way. And like I say, once I talk about spirituality, it does push people away. So I naturally stay away from it to an extent and make that less of a priority, even though by going on a spiritual journey, you literally streamline the healing process and rapidly speed it up if you embrace it, because you're in tune with your spirit guides and angels, and life just becomes far more effortless. And again, I say that people are going to think, "My God, this is crazy." I can only share so much, and in all honesty, I don't even have to. So this is going to be the last one on this topic for now, unless of course spirit pushes me, but I'd rather not, because I've got my book to do anyway, and I've got things. And the reality is, well, the reason I say that is so on TikTok, my videos just get put out randomly. I can't do covers because TikTok don't let me edit. Every time I try and edit the cover or edit anything after, they just don't let it. It doesn't do anything. So unfortunately, TikTok, for instance, is an absolute mess. That's that one actually. Wait, if I just go back on my profile, I'll do it here. It's a mess. Some have labels, some don't have labels. It looks absolute shit, in all honesty. And the way I'm treating TikTok now is that people will randomly see the videos. I'm not thinking about the people that would go on a profile. If you click on my profile and then look there, that's up to you. It's a mess, and that's just the way TikTok as a platform is. It's an absolute mess. So forget the TikTok in terms of organizing it. I've lost interest in it, to be honest. With YouTube, I organize. So, for instance, I've done 9 videos on A Star Is Born. That's not a name I come up with. It's a name that was given to me from Spirit. And I've shared a lot of content on there from the signs I've received and certain parts of the journey, which I spoke in depth about. So some of the videos are short, some are short. There's an hour, that one's an hour, that one's an hour, that one's an hour and 20 minutes. This one's 18 minutes, this one's 25 minutes. And then I think it got to 2 hours and 37 minutes, 34, an hour. So that's a huge series right there. That's maybe about 10 hours of video, I'm guessing. I haven't done the maths. Well, at least it's close to. So I think that's interesting. But it goes up to part 9. So I'm thinking, why not just do this one to part 10? Now, I didn't intend on it, but something happened this morning that just blew my mind slightly. First of all, I get a lot of videos, like as normal. Synchronicities are through the roof. A video last night, just before I was going to sleep. When I say last night, it was a few hours ago, because I'm struggling to sleep. I think I've had about 3 or 4 hours now, which is good. I think it's 4, maybe. I don't know. But before I went to bed, this video spoke about, I'll be placed. This is what it said, and we'll see what happens. I don't have control over some of this. It was talking about, because I did the video saying about an earth angel. Now, I know a claim like that is going to seem wild and incredible. Like, what a statement. And it's like, well, okay. But to me, some things that seem outlandish, but to me, it's not. It's just normal. It's just normal now. This is how this is the information I'm aware of. I just don't tell it to everybody all the time, because again, it makes people uncomfortable. So I'll just continue. I just plod along on my journey, understanding the sign spirit gives me, understanding more about who I am at my core, my divinity, my purpose, my level on the in the astral realm with with spirit and things. So when this life ends, I understand really the echelon and the frequency and where spirits derive. You know, how they go to certain levels, and it's important that we take this life to evolve our soul and we ascend and our vibrations higher. So you get to elevate on the spirit realm, and then there's a lot of growth to be had. And effectively, some can upgrade, so you can end up becoming a spirit guide. You can end up ascending and all those levels, you know. But you have to literally, if you think about it from this point of view, I don't want to derail too much because I'm probably losing track at this point. If you think about it, everything's a score, everything's a lesson, everything's for growth. It's ascension. So it stands to reason if in that side of our spirit, we're always learning and evolving, and you can literally upgrade. Well, doesn't that make sense then that some people would come to Earth and they would have different tiers of soul, spirit? Of course, people that are low vibration, a low spirit, are always going to feel threatened by someone with a higher spirit. You won't feel that way in spirit, in source, in your natural state. So when you leave this Earth. But in this Earth, yeah, people get really triggered. So if we're going to talk about my journey, it's not to elevate above anyone in any way, but I just don't care, you know, because like life's too short. Even if you get to 80 years old, I'm 40 now. I'm halfway through my life cycle at best. Um, you know, my time will come where I return back to spirit, to source, and it's not for me to dim myself in this lifetime because whenever my time comes to an end, whatever tier I'm at, I will return to. You know, so I'm understanding just more and more of my divinity. And I know I'm high. I know I'm a high vibrational. To say exactly, I haven't really pushed it, but I know I'm really high. You know, I speak about Archangel Michael a lot, and I had a channeling session last year, and he was really, really firm with me. Like he was really harsh. And the gifted medium I was talking to, we're collaborating with a little bit to an extent. Then um, they said he's not normally like that. He's usually quite jolly and quite nice to people. But of course, he is a warrior of light. He's a light warrior, and I say that about myself. I consider myself a light warrior, not a light worker. And yet he was harsh. It was like you're not normally harsh with people unless you have a high expectation of them. So that sort of triggered in my head. And it's not for me to say exactly how these conversations were going with me and this medium, because we was talking for a couple of months. It was just like collaborating, working together every day, talking all the time, channeling together, like doing our tarot cards every day. We was talking all the time. It was crazy, and it's like my elevation. I was learning more and more about my purpose just through them because they had a deeper connection at that point, and I still consider them now higher vibration than me. Just on our own little path, though. And through that, we was both finding out that we were both light warriors, light workers. We're here for a big purpose. We're leaders of the light in our own way. Um, and that was really, really interesting because then I connect that dot to what Archangel Michael was being firm, and that was crazy. If anyone sees my videos now, you're going to see it through this series through TikTok. I don't know what TikTok's going to show you. I've given up in all hope with TikTok. I just put the videos out there so other people can see it. But in terms of organisation, they're shit. But at least in this video series, if you started from part 1 to part 10 or whatever, I think people will learn a lot. And I think that's why I did it. It was like, yeah, this is not that one, wrong one. The Star is Born. Yeah, I haven't even looked it all back yet, but I have no doubt it's going to be great. I'm incorporating a lot of this into my upcoming spiritual book because it's going to incorporate my videos that I've done because I've done too many just to leave wasted with barely any views. But that's because Spirit's holding me back just for a minute. So I found out that a lot of my path through that person. And recently I've done readings, which are included in here. And I asked, what does Archangel Michael think of me at the moment? Like, how does he perceive my journey? And he's given me beautiful cards now, like really successful, and he's proud. And I was like, God damn, I've done a lot in a year. Oh, I've done a lot in a year. Um, I had another session where you know, I was asking like Jesus, for instance, questions with my tarot cards about his passing and things. I can't find that video. It's been doing me editing. I've got so many that it's crazy. Wait a minute, what's this one? A Star is Born asking spirit questions, including Jesus, Buddha, and Archangel Michael. Maybe I found it. No, I'm not sure if I found that exactly. It might be part of a different video. Unfortunately, some things just get lost. Um, and I've spoke quite openly about the visions I've had. I've had beautiful visions. I've had Jesus come to me and give me a hug, and that was like crazy. And I don't normally get like I'm not using awe of people. If anyone sees my journey, you know I don't get like intimidated or overwhelmed by status and things like that. It doesn't bother me. It's this irrelevant. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate someone's where someone's got to. It's just I'm not in. I don't really. I don't. You know. I mean, I'm not impressed by certain things. It doesn't bother me to the same extent it does other people. And I think that's just because I've got a bigger purpose of my life, a higher calling, and innately I'm aware that there's just bigger things for me to achieve in this lifetime than just fall all over myself over something else. You know, it's irrelevant. But when it comes to spirit, you know, I submit. But that's the thing with me. I am my humility extends very deep to them. I'm here to be of service to spirit, to source, in whatever capacity that is. And I do bow to them, like literally, you know, I have so much respect. So when I get recognition that I'm doing really, really good things and they're proud, it's like that really touches my soul, you know, and I get quite emotional. So anyway, Archangel Michael gave me a hug. And then I had another vision where I was in a classroom. I'm not sure if I was in the classroom or Jesus was in the classroom. I can't remember. It was like mixed. I had this. It was me, but I was picturing. I think one or the other. I can't remember now. I'd have to see the video back because obviously it's not live now in my mind. But it was either Jesus or me was in there. But I had this feeling that either way it was me. You know, sounds strange. It's almost like I'm being of service in similar ways Jesus was. Not saying I'm anywhere near Jesus. Don't misconstrue that shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in terms of the contribution, you're doing good things. Um, so and yeah, in the vision, and then it took me rapidly across this open plain of water, like a sea or a lake. But I was just flying really fast, and I had angels and fairies just flying around me, and it was beautiful. Just like they're protecting you but guiding you at the same time. You know, you're one. You're the same as each other. You know, they're my team. It's like that's what I am in raw form. And again, I've had a very gifted. I've had a tarot reader who has other abilities. They did a reading for me very early in my journey. It's in my book, Losing Mind to Find Your Soul. And they said you have the Fae. Like we all have certain entities and things. Like we're not just from Earth. So I've found out again through this other gifted medium, the one I did a lot of things, channeling things with. Um, oh, now I'm getting lost. Oh, that I'm a starseed origin. So I originated as a starseed, but I've had different experiences in different planets, different realms, different places. It's not just Earth. So my soul is vast and had it's very rounded because of the experiences I've had. But I don't want to go too deep into that. It's personal for me. But this other person at the beginning of my journey um, said they had a shoot. They don't normally get this, but they have an urge to do this. Normally they pay for their work. They didn't charge me anything. They just did it out of the blue. And I had a few people doing that at the beginning of my spiritual awakening, weirdly enough. And they said, I see the Fae. You definitely got dragons, and I'm sensing Celtic with you. And these are the like sort of the spirits, the entities, and the attachments I have. And it's Celtic makes sense when I'm in the British Isles, you know. Yeah, okay, dragons. That's my feisty, fiery side. That's interesting, and they're supporting me, you know. And it seemed crazy to most people because they've got their minds in a box and minds expanded. It's always open to learning, you know. And it resonated. So it's not like, oh, you're saying that and I'm just agreeing with everything someone says. It's like, does it make sense to me? And it's like, it does. For instance, the Fae, the fairies. I've been told I'm a powerful manifester. So I can attract great things to my life, but I can also attract negative. So if my mind stays in a negative mindset, I'll just keep repeating because I'm attracting that negativity. Um, and Fae, the fairies, they're very much magical elementals. Um, yeah, so anyway, so when I'm getting that vision of me flying and I've got the angels and the fairies, I'm like, they're my team. They're part of who I am, you know. You'll get goosebumps now. So I know I'm protected. I know I'm guided an awful lot. Like, and yeah, supported. So I've gone from this flying, and then I've got this big tree, this big oak tree, and then it transitioned to this crow just looking at me. It's just a crow, and I've knocked it. I was trying to shake it off in my mind. I thought that's intense, and it did it again. And the crow is like the messenger of spirit, and that's so symbolic. And I reckon I put the pieces together after, and then I asked through tarot, have I interpreted this correctly? And it was yes. Now I get a lot of things like that where I ask for clarification, or have I done this right, or should I do this? Um, so anyway, just to quickly briefly do that one, which I spoke about in another video anyway, is I saw that as um, a messenger for spirit, and then the wisdom was what knowledge and wisdom was the tree. So it's like the knowledge of the ancients. Again, I've had someone else say this to me in 2021. They said they were gifted at the time too, and they said they're channeling and they're getting, for me, the innocence of a child but wisdom of the ancients. And then for another gifted person, for instance, we was doing the tarot cards, we was doing cards about our purpose, whether we're leaders. Turned out we're both leaders, and I got the knowledge card. And what he said was that Spirit's saying your knowledge is vast. Like literally, you haven't even tapped into most of what you're going to. You can. You're going to do a lot. So apparently, I'm a truth seeker, and I will reveal truth and a lot of knowledge. So my intelligence is high, as it's been portrayed through the others. Um, this isn't posturing above anyone. I'm just learning my journey. Other people learn theirs too. It's not for me to validate other people's journeys, but it's also not for me to dim my light because others are insecure. It's like, it's irrelevant to me. I'm just sharing my journey. I'm getting this person telling me this one telling me that. This is my experience. I've shown an awful lot of synchronicities, and it's amplifying. It's always amplifying. My synchronicities are just going through the roof now, and it's always been quite high anyway. But now it's like boom. It's like things are bursting here, like quite literally. It's getting quite heavy. So literally just before I'd recorded this video, a Garth Brooks song come on. I can't remember the song now. Unanswered Prayers. I'm not sure if that's the song. I talk about my divine counterpart quite a lot, and I get a lot of signs about it. But it said about this, like your unanswered prayers, and it was quite beautiful. So sometimes, spirit works in miraculous ways, and sometimes we don't get what we want. Sometimes, and that's a blessing, or at least in the timelines you expect. There's a bigger plan unfolding. I'm going to share a few videos in a moment, and they're quite deep. One was before I was going to bed, and it resonated with me so strongly. It was crazy. Bear in mind the video I did just previous before that. I was like, wow, that should have been in that video, but obviously I didn't have it before I did the video. But as soon as I did it, I thought that makes so much sense. It's hard for me to touch on it, literally everything. But what I want to say is there was a video I'm going to share in a minute. They said your breakthrough's coming. You're going to have a huge impact, and you're going to activate a lot of people, and they don't even realize you're activating them. And you're going to be in people's dreams and things, and they won't know why or how it's happening, and someone who can understand it at all. I thought I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting myself there. Whatever the spirit's doing is spirit's doing. Um, so people will think of you or something, and it'll be out of the blue, and even people from the past. And I thought that's a bit mad. In all honesty, that's another level. But weirdly enough, I woke up this morning, and I don't normally think about the past or people too much. I really don't. It's like I draw a line and I just move forward. And there's someone from the past that literally just popped into my head, and I just thought, I wonder how they're doing. It was a curiosity, and I thought, and then after I thought about it all, it was only briefly. It wasn't like I was thinking for like 20 minutes or anything. It was just like briefly, and I just thought, of anybody I knew in the past, they was actually a kind soul. They were a good person. And I thought about it, and I flashed back to the point. Again, this is what my mind works. I flash back to things. Flashback to a moment where I did a video on TikTok, and I said, I'm drawing a line in the past now. If you're not in my life now or something, it's like, then I'm moving on. I don't have time to keep reliving the past. And I think that triggered that person, and they never heard from him ever again after that. And I think that's what, and I always felt that video was the reason that happened. That doesn't weigh on my mind either way because I'm too busy being me, and I don't know if my journey aligns with them anyway. Because again, like I say, every time I talk about spiritual journey, people get offended. Oh, that's quite crazy. Check out the synchronicity on this. When I keep talking about synchronicities, I think I've seen that in the past. I can't move the bloody camera right. I can't pan. Oh, I can. Okay. Can you see that? I'm not sure if I can zoom in one more level. Look at the numbers on this synchronicity. That one is 18:42 on the left. The time, how long the video was. The other one before that was 1 hour 18:42. So 1 hour 18 minutes 42 seconds. I think that's what it is. Well, it must be 1 minute 18:42 seconds. The other one was 18 minutes 42 seconds. You can even plan that if you tried. How could you possibly plan the seconds? So 18:42, 18:42. I mean, I can't make it clearer the synchronicities. I'm even getting synchronicities on my own content. And I've seen that in the past too. It always makes me smile. Now I've lost track of that. What I was saying about that in person. But yeah, I just naturally thought of them this morning, and I thought, wait a minute, a video said about you, your people are going to naturally think of you. And I thought, touche, I get your spirit, I get it. You're showing me. You've given me a because I went to sleep thinking, I don't know how the hell that works. That's an extra level of mental. So then the fact that I wake up thinking of someone I haven't thought about in a long time for no reason, and then straight away I was like, "Oh, I get you, I get you, I get you." That's how it's gonna work, is it? People are naturally just gonna wake up and just think about you randomly, like they just said, and because it happened to me there, I'm aware it can happen then because it's madness. Um, yeah, they're a good person, so it can happen. So I'm going to share some videos. I probably lost a lot of what I was going to say because it is really hard to keep track, especially with so much happens for me, and my growth is just rapid. It's impossible to keep your finger on the pulse, you know. Like I said, I went to bed yesterday thinking I've probably done enough for now. I've got enough to be getting on with. I can't keep sharing the journey to such an extent. And then straight away, these videos were popping up left, right, and center. Like as soon as I finish recording this and I go back to whatever I'm doing, I'm going to get a load more content. You know, I just can't be an open window on a 24/7. You know, I can't keep sharing the synchronicities because it's too much. It's too complicated for me. Effectively, there's probably better ways of doing it, but this is how I have to do it, and this is why I can't be bothered to keep doing it. I have to. I take the screenshots on my phone. I record my videos on my laptop. So to get the footage from my phone to my laptop, I have to email it to myself. So it's a whole process, and I've got multiple email addresses. So it's not my main email address because the one I log into my laptop, for instance, which is so as soon as I try and log in, it goes straight to this email address, isn't my main account. So I have to literally manually log into an email, send it to me, and then go through the whole computer stage and then find it, then get it set up into the software so I can sort of pop it up onto the screen. It's a whole process that I don't enjoy doing, to be honest. And it's like I thought better just now, and I thought I could do these. I thought I can't be asked anymore. At this point, I'm done caring to an extent. We're on part 10 of A Star Is Born now because that's 9. This one's going to be 10. At the end of the day, if people, I'm done reaching the point where I keep trying to make people aware of the signs I get. I'm sharing it now, but I'm not going to keep sharing it to the point where it's baby steps. You know, if you either people can believe or not believe, it's irrelevant to me. It doesn't change my course. It doesn't change the signs I get. Ignorance is not always bliss, but it's up to people if they choose that path. Effectively, you start on part 1, and I can't remember exactly every little thing I've done here in these videos, but I've shared enough, and I keep having to keep taking the step back to prove things, just to validate a little bit. It's like, by part 10, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You either trust me or you don't at this point. I don't really care, you know. Um, we'll leave that to itself. I don't want to derail the message. I don't want to go on too long because to be honest, my mind's all over the place at the minute. I'm constantly learning and evolving right now. It's happening rapid. I see my breakthrough coming. I did a reading. I think it's included in one of them. I'm assuming it would be where I've shared. This might have been it. Warrior of Light seeking. Yeah, I'm thinking probably this one. There's one part 5, so it's in the middle, which is actually quite interesting. Where I was asking Spirit about. It may not be that one, but I'm assuming it is. I'm asking Spirit about what's coming next in my life, so next year and things. I'm getting a lot of things about relationship and recognition and breakthroughs in career and finances and things. And I felt that anyway. So everything's coming how it's supposed to, apparently. You know, I say that, but my reality is a lot tougher than it is. But it's like if we're going to show another video in a minute, and it's going to it'll blow people's minds. It'll just blow people's minds because it blew mine. In all honesty, made sense and connected a lot of dots. It connected a lot of dots for me. But this is my other one. Where the hell? I don't know if my sound's working yet again. Hopefully it is.
Well, I've got a strength
Oh,
card,
thank
so
God
that
for
point
that.
towards yes. I had a
Oh no, this one was a
Can't
different one.
explain.
side about
I mean, this was me challenging a video, because they're making some wild claims in the video, and I just wanted to make sure it was accurate. And I was finding revelations about myself, my journey. That wasn't the one about my future, though. There was another one. Yeah, I don't know. That's 4 or 5. Oh, problem is I put a prophet. Oh, for a lot of them I called a prophetic message from God. Oh no, gifted individuals. It's hard to distinguish which video is which, unfortunately, at this point. I may go back and change the titles slightly just to make a bit more relevance. So if people are interested, that's the series. It's different. If you just want your self-help healing, it doesn't. My spiritual journey doesn't deviate from that. I still share the things I've been through, how I overcome them. I'm not on a spiritual sense. That's my talks series. which was previously my Thinking Out Loud series. But because my microphone's improved and I feel the quality, since I changed my video, my setup, I've just moved it to the Talks series, really. But there'd be a lot of information in that series as well, worth listening to. You can only get so many videos per on the YouTube channel. So if I click Talks, for instance, let's have a look. How many's got? Probably got quite a few videos at this point. Oh, it doesn't tell you numbers. I thought it would. Yeah, it's quite a few. It's expanding. So we'll show the TikTok videos now. The ones recent since I did that video. So I did that video and I think it finished round about Shooting Star. I'm not sure. No, I think we had this one included as well. Briefly, I think. We'll go through them. This isn't all the ones that come up. I don't like all of them, you know. I get a lot of videos. It's crazy, and it's like about the path. And maybe it'll open people's eyes. Now, bear in mind, some of these have immense synchronicities around them. I can't even be bothered. You know, I was going to find out, and I just thought I can't even be asked at this point. So we share them. I may skip around because I think it's going to be a lot to share, and it's not for me to share the whole entire video of each one. Well, I say that, and sometimes I do because I get involved. This one here by Richard Readings is definitely worth. If anyway, like this is going to really blow people's minds. If you're ready to hear it, that's the question, isn't it? If you're ready to hear it, because most people unfortunately are not, but that's only because they're not on their path or journey. Even if you just look here at the views, that's 5559, 555 in this video alone. Like my mind's always firing in that sense. The one I did yesterday, 555. Yeah, crazy. Oh wait a minute, was that another one as well? No. Right. So anyway, let's just get back to it. Let's just get on. We'll never get anywhere.
Your energy is so sacred. The information that you receive is... The information that you receive is very sacred in the sense that you have been afraid to share it with others. We have this hummingbird here, which also signifies the sun, and you are about...
Hummingbird. If anyone watches enough of my journey in the future, you'll see that if you go on my tarot section here, you got my tarot one. This is where I had the sessions with this very gifted medium. Some of them include that, if we can find it. It's a bit further back. Actually, it might be further back than that. It's when I'm literally doing the videos with them. With our session. So when I say this one, learning, they're not. Why don't you just show the little clips? Let's say leader. Obsession. It might be this one. I'm not going to go too deep into it.
Oh.
But this is where you maybe see a bit more of my lighter energy. This is me dealing with the medium. And I'm not sure if this one's specifically this video.
This is known as a card of collaboration teamwork. So for this, Three of Pentacles.
So this was a year ago. And weirdly enough, when we was doing our cards, I can't remember if I shared every single video of us. Because I had to sort of cut it an awful lot as well, just to make it for TikTok at that point, which is a bit of a shame. TikTok ruined everything. It's just a reality. I got the hummingbird. I think it's that mockingbird. I think it's the hummingbird I got. And that was sort of like a messenger for spirits. That was really nice. So when she said that, I was like, what? I think she said hummingbird.
Hummingbird here, which...
See, hummingbird. And I'm like, shit, that's... Because I remember everything on like a memory box. So straight away, I'm like going back a year ago, going, that's what they said. They said you was a hummingbird.
Also signifies the sun, and you are about to enter some of the most beautiful times that you have encountered in this lifetime.
I'd love to have prepared that. I really want to find that now. I don't think it was that video. It weren't like leadership training, obsessions, authenticity, travel, career, relocation. It's one of these.
I see that fans because his life that is actually obsessed with him. Stephen
Me?
But there you are. Loved. Here's what I genuinely think. I think you straight away. I genuinely think
mental issues.
have confidence, you've got resilience. Some of it is an exterior for protection. Do I think you want to be loved? Not by everyone, like you said, but I think you care a tiny bit more than you let on. But I don't think you full blown want people to love you. But do I think people are obsessed with you? Really, no.
So, I'm just trying to find the hummingbird one. I don't think we're going to find it.
Will Stephen become a millionaire?
Of course I will.
Will Stephen?
So this is the interesting thing. We did this a year ago. Now, we did a lot off camera. We only started doing the camera ones towards a certain part, towards the end, I think, really. But we did so many readings before this. Like, we've done loads. And I was finding out an awful lot about my journey. And as you can see here, round the right people, I could be really light and fun. I'm on my own being serious here because it's a serious part of my journey, you know. But yeah, it's great. It's great when you meet people who are on a similar vibration and they're on a similar journey because you're just in tune. You haven't got to sort of like keep making people comfortable. You know, that in itself gets really exhausting. Which is why I've pushed away from a lot of people, set boundaries, because I haven't got time to keep playing it small anymore. I've got too big a purpose. I'm just pushing forward. I'll share what I'm doing. I'm like a steam train. I'll share what I'm doing. I'll keep moving forward. If people want to be critical or they don't believe in this or that, I haven't got time for that shit. It's like, yeah, you can think what you want because it's fine. I leave people to do that. But I'm too busy. I've not got time to hold myself back trying to freaking, like, you know what I mean? This video will take me, what, an hour of my day. And then I move on and I'll get on with it. Someone could watch it and start questioning things and expect me to answer them. And it's like, I haven't got time for that stuff. I just genuinely don't have time. I'm too busy moving forward. It's like, that's not for me. If you've got an insecurity about it or you don't believe it, that's fine. Move on, continue with your day. And what I would say is just wonder how your life's going, though, and whether you'd like it to elevate. And really, is it an insecurity that's holding you back? But again, that's for you to work out. I've gone through 7 8 years of this. You know, I've been healing and really tuning with myself. So when I come across someone with gifts who I recognize, my soul recognize immediately, I trust this person. For me, it's beautiful. I get to just release myself and be free. I don't have to be defensive in any way, and I love to feel that way. You know, it's trust.
Will Stephen become a millionaire?
Bullshit. Let me ask. Will I become a millionaire?
I love it.
The way I see it, though, is that we've got to be good with money to save money for starters.
Sure.
I think the million's very specific. Problem is, can you sustain a life that would make you a millionaire? Probably not. You ain't asked.
Class together at some point. You're paying. Like first class together at some point.
And I think they're probably getting fed up with us.
To know about me worried about my financial situation. Yeah, they're tired. Block this guy. He was right. That's a yeah.
Said that
Who is Stephen at his core?
if we had, there's no.
This is where I talk over a lot. I get excited. It's just really exciting for me to be around someone I have respect for. You know, we've gone our own ways now, and I don't envisage us being in each other's lives anymore because too much happened. You know, they felt disrespected about something. And straight away I switch as well, and I'm like, okay, I'll go on my own path. But it doesn't mean I have bad memories of the moment and my respect for them. You know, I just see it as our paths, a fork in the road. We went our own way, and I'm fine with that. I don't work in people's shadows and stuff. So that's the thing. I recognize a lot of people have insecurities. It's something I don't have. I'm more than happy, even if I meet someone who's further along on their journey and I can learn a lot from, and I was learning a lot from them. I was hearing things I've never heard before. You know, it was absolutely beautiful. But I didn't feel insecure. Like if I lose some people do that. If I lose their attention or something, all of a sudden I don't know what I'm doing anymore, and I'm worried, and I feel vulnerable. I don't feel that way at all. I'm like, okay, I'll work my way through this, and I'll figure it out for myself. That's fine. Yes, it's easier with them, but it's fine. I could do it, and it's been a year, and I've elevated ever since. And that's the thing with me. I have so much faith in myself and my spirit guides and team. It's like, you're going to teach me in different ways. Let's do this. And believe me, they show me, they make me feel certain ways. I know things, I get visions, I get all sorts. It's like, I'm just expanding on my own terms. Yeah. But this was nice. So he's saying, who am I at my core?
No Joker card.
Oh.
In the normal. Oh. Was that Hangman?
Yeah, that's your core. A woman hanging upside down looking for the torch.
at the core, I'm a bloody confused lunatic. Just swings around.
There was more to this content, and it's a bit annoying that that I've had to cut it so deeply. And like I said, when we went our own ways, there was a video I wanted to share. I can't remember the exact video now, but he said he doesn't want any more put out. So I honor that, you know, it's been respectful. But it was another video that'd been good for people, you know, and that's where I get a bit. I can put a distance between a personal issue and something that's here to heal people, because it's bigger than me and it's bigger than them, and I recognize that. So when you say you don't want something put out there or to share this, it's kind of like you're our time on Earth will finish at some point, and you got to think, what did you come here to do? And if you come here to have an impact for positive, to educate people and heal, for me, it's important you focus on fulfilling that. Any personal issues, they're irrelevant. They're just irrelevant. It's so irrelevant on the other side, you know. So maybe we get to our end of life review on the other side when we pass, and there's things you could have done, and it's a shame you didn't because your ego got in the way, you know. That's how I see it. So when someone says, I don't want you doing that now because of this, it's like, that's really sad. That's a shame. That's a shame, because that could help people. And it's like, okay, if you allow in the 3D this experience to bother you that much, and you're gonna stop, I can't control that, you know. But I like working on my own to an extent, because there's no boundaries. I can share everything, and it might trigger people, but I'm free to express myself. I don't have to think, oh, is it going to bother someone else who I'm working with, or is it going to work? I don't have to think about that. It's like, can I handle the fallback? Can you handle this? Yeah, I can handle everything. I don't give a shit. You know, so I'm not. I don't want to say flaky, but that's how I consider it. But some people are flaky and some people are not, and I'm not a flaky person. So I literally could just wear my heart on my sleeve, share what I want, and I'm always aware of the repercussions. It's not like I'm naive. I'm just certainly not naive. I just don't care. I'm just saying it how it is and my experiences. And if it triggers people, it's like, well, live in my shoes for a day and you'd be shocked to shit then, won't you? That's just that. That's that.
Well, mate, there's a clear sword at the top.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of these. I really do. I need to get back to what I was showing.
You're turning into me.
Oh my god. All right, let's start again. I'm going to do it again.
When I said that before, I said that you're talking about the manifesting, and I'm like, you're treating it like you're just the peasant, but you're the king of bloody wands, man. So start seeing it.
And you're the queen of cups.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking.
Tinkerbell. So yeah, we was asking about our leadership qualities back then a year ago. Like, where does Spirit see us? He had the King of Wands, but he's not seeing it in himself. So he had quite a lot of insecurity in that sense. And I kept trying to show him, like, look, you're the King of Wands, mate. You know, you're inspiring, and you are confident, and you got to tune with these energies. You know, that's what you are, and you're ready. But it's take that step. I was the Queen of Cups, so there's still an elevation to become a king. Yeah, so there was levels, but it was more like I still had levels to learn, but in terms of leadership, I still had that ability, you know. It's almost like ranking up. But now I'm the Empress, which is quite incredible. So now I do my tarot readings. I always get the High Priestess, which is spiritual, it's high morals, integrity, justice, all these sort of things. But then I'm also always the Empress. And that's literally all the queens in one. So from last year, I was the Queen of Cups, and a year later, I've embodied all the queens. So that's setting boundaries with people. That's being sort of courageous. It's just everything. Your stability. You're grounded. It's just your nurturing. It's like every level, and it's like I embody all of them. It's like I encompass humanity, and it's really beautiful to have that. So every stage, you know. So I can be robust when I have to be, but I can be very nurturing when I want to be. I can be compassionate. I can be healing. I can be intelligent. I can be fiery. I am all in one, and it's beautiful that that's what's coming through for me now. It's like the growth, and I've done that, you know. But yeah, but like I'm doing, this is the last video in this little Star is Born series. So I figured it's interesting to include these. I think because I'm sure they get missed.
Don't diss Tinkerbell.
I expect the sun because heartbreak. Well, that's bullshit, because that is not what I expect. Bullshit. What's the point of all these? What's the point?
No, we've got to be specific. I'll go with you first of all.
Well, that flew. Star. So there'd be a business opportunity, but I won't be able to afford to stay there.
They're closed.
To be honest, that actually makes sense because the question was, that lifestyle would drive me nuts. So we asked, would I permanently be?
So I had to cut out a bit there because you get issues with visas and stuff. So I'm trying not to. But I get a lot of signs potentially. And I'll talk about it now because it's the last in the video. I had a lot of signs pointing to the fact that I kept getting, weirdly enough, I kept getting signs of California. The words, titles, everything was coming up quite heavily for a period. And it was last year. I think it was about last year. And I was also getting random videos of Switzerland. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I like Switzerland. And I always had this feeling that I want to go different places in this life. You know, visit the places that most people don't think is a holiday, you know? And then I just kept seeing it. I thought I could see myself settling there one day. And it was through this reading later on that I already knew these things. The signs I was getting was crazy. So effectively, this is how I see my life. Now, things can change. So I'm not like, oh, it's adamant, it's this way. At that period, that's what's going to happen. It may not happen now. It doesn't mean it wasn't going to happen then because their timelines shift. So you could argue that, oh, it's all nonsense then. It's not. It's just that's how life is. Decisions we make can alter the outcomes. But either way, you'll still fulfill your main purpose. It's just how does it all come together in the pattern, you know? So it was, you're going to have a career in California. I'm going to be wealthy. I'll have an opportunity. I'll be in the spotlight, some fame. But at some point, I will retire effectively and live in Switzerland. That's the signs I got. That's how I was feeling. Putting the signs together myself, that's how I was feeling. And it made sense because, to be honest, America I find quite... the politics is a bit mental. You know, I don't think it's geared towards someone just having a relaxing life. That's from the outside looking in. Doesn't mean you don't adapt and you won't enjoy it when you're there. So I'm not saying it's like horrible. It's just doesn't seem to. Like, I'm not someone that's like governed by money or anything. So I'm just looking for something where I'm just really happy and settled and relaxed. And I just find that political landscape quite mental at times. And to be honest, I think my energy would probably get drained there for a long time, in all honesty. I just think it would. And yet, Switzerland seems really peaceful and tranquil. And I could see myself in like a log cabin or something and just living a life of just being peaceful. You know, I don't need a high lifestyle. I'm not interested in that anyway. So it made sense to me. But Switzerland's an expensive place to live. And of course, if you go to California, that is too. But it's interesting. Because in my circumstance now, that would seem absolutely mental, wouldn't it? But yeah, I don't even shake from it. I know. So this is where I was talking about it here.
I do. I know. I could do it for business, but I think in the long term, I'm someone that prefers like the countryside and stuff. And I think if I was in a position where I had money, because you know where I want to go. I said I'm going to ask it in a minute. Do you know where I wanted to be? Switzerland. It looks beautiful. That's my idea.
California 3 times, so I do have a better idea what California's like.
Busy.
And there's no tents, so California is known for having some beauty.
Yeah, but the traffic's mental.
Yes, it can be, but you're thinking of the LA area.
Is that the question? Tibet. Many. I'll get some please. Got cups. You've got.
So he's getting fed up with his messages. He's getting fed up with his cards. So just because you're a light warrior, light worker, whatever, it doesn't mean you're going to be wealthy in this life because that's not what life's about. It just depends on where your path is taking you, what you're here to do. We're all going to have our own things. And it's really important you don't get jealous of someone. It's like literally, as long as the important thing is you fulfill your goal. Now, in terms of finances, it was quite clear through the reading, and I thought it anyway, but through the reading, that he's a leader and he's going to lead by example and all these things. But I will be wealthier in this lifetime. I will have wealth. And that's just because that's my purpose and why I've come here to do. I've been put here to be on a big stage. And that's literally that's what it comes down to. And when you think about it, it's like he may have a chance to. I felt personally he will be a channeler. You know, I'm opening people's eyes to help them heal. So my purpose was going bigger than that. That they were very much only spiritual. That's all they were interested in. So they couldn't understand. So if I was to go live, for instance, what content was I do? Because I don't do tarot for other people. I do it for myself and all these things. But I was thinking, you just don't understand my journey. Well, I understand what I'm doing. I'm here to help people. So if people got life questions, I'll help them with that. But they would just really focus solely on the spiritual. So I saw them potentially as like a celebrity medium. You know, I could see him doing that. So like bookings and things, and maybe just do a few a year, and he doesn't have to do many, but enough to just make an income and do well for himself. Potential to do that, and that's how I saw his future. And you know, he may be in the spotlight one day. That's what that may come. But me, I'm more than just that. You know, I have the potential to do that because we through the channeling sessions, they actually said we both have the same gifts. So we have all the clairs. So clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and all this. We have all of them. Different prominence and things. My daughter's very gifted. So that come up, and there's a lot of things happen, you know. But my path is just different to do. We will express them in different ways and use our gifts in different ways. And as you can see, I do my books too, and the books can make a lot of money. You know, let's say you was in the spotlight and each book sold 1 million copies. That's in its own. That's a lot of money in this lifetime. And I'm continuing to create a lot more. Plus, then there might be speaking games. You don't know where life takes you, so I can understand where the money would come from in my sense. You know, and it's just my journey. It's where they're putting me. It's just I'm being placed wherever. But yeah, they were getting a bit annoyed with the idea. That's why he was putting the face. It's like what? Because I was getting this beautiful things about California and then Switzerland, but he was getting more things that he's going to be stuck in England, and he's like, what? I don't want to be in England. I don't want to be stuck. He just wanted to go anywhere. It was funny. It was really funny to watch. But I don't want to derail. Let's get back on.
You are going through this beautiful transformation. You're learning how your wings work. A few of you are a little afraid of testing out to see if you can fly. But you have come out of this chrysalis. Things have been really shown to you recently. Your gift of discernment is fully activated. It's you've gone through this healing journey. People that used to maybe be able to trick you in the past, you see right through them now. You almost see them as children, I guess you could say. But the best gift that you have received, even after the trickery and the deceit and the lies, is that you have developed this beautiful trust within yourself, within your discernment, within your connection to source, to God, to the universe, whatever you would like to call it. It's been quite a journey to get here. You've had a lot of patience to get to this time in your life, but you're about to receive a very beautiful gift from the universe. I would expect some sort of communication regarding what that is pretty soon. Anything else? And it has to do with your freedom. Stay in that belief system that this is here for you, okay? Again, with all of this good coming in, please protect your energy, okay? There are people out there, unfortunately, there are people out there that want to dim that light because they don't know how to shine as bright. Do not let them pull you into their darkness. Just keep shining your light brighter and expose those shadows. Okay.
So that's the thing with people, isn't it? I said that at the very beginning. I'm aware of people. You know, believe me, I'm aware of people. And I know when they project, it comes from an insecurity in themselves. So you shining your light and maybe they're not doing anything with their life or it's triggering. It's like, yeah, they're going to react. It's just people. People want to keep you small so then they don't have to feel so bad about their own life. They don't look at the journey you've been on, the healing. And like I said, my life goes way beyond all the any superficial stuff, you know. So I just thought I'd look at this and just speak about it just briefly. If anybody starts their spiritual journey, it's worth looking into getting like an amethyst necklace that'll help provide healing, and it really does make you feel more peaceful. Haven't worn mine for a while. The chain sort of rusted. My daughter has one of these, and she swears she will not. She doesn't feel comfortable unless she's got one. It really helps her. Believe me, her energy, it does help. She's very gifted, so it's nice that she's found that because I showed her it. I've also got this little bracelet thing. It's quite loose. If I wear my Fitbit, for instance, it helps keep it on. That's all right. And it's got different ones in it. It's got like a black blues and all sorts. So really, this is more about prosperity and protection. So it's actually a good one to get. Yeah, I thought I'd just show them. So it's worth looking into things like that.
Hi, welcome back to Richard Reading.
So this one is the incredible reading. It's 10 minutes now, but this is the one that if you're all ready to hear it, blow your mind because it blew my mind. Yeah, and I don't shy away from evolution, whereas I think a lot of people do shy away. So.
Readings This is a message that came in through written format. It is for the people who are in my collective, which means the people who are connected to my energy grid, which means the people that feel my influence in their lives in a positive way. This message is most likely going to connect with what you feel in your life. Most of you have just gone through some large advancement within your spiritual bodies, within your energetic bodies, within your etheric bodies, and it is having you make questions about what is it that's changing. And so I'm going to read this to you and see if it resonates with you. And if it doesn't, don't take it. So the message starts with picking up on influence. You are going to be noticing a lot of synchronicities in your reality. And this is not a message from the outside. This is a confirmation of how much your influence has grown. So many people have recently discovered their cosmic royalty or their royal lineage and have been seated as the head of household or the head of family lines. Because of this, you're going to notice a lot of people trying to help you, a lot of reconnections with old friends or acquaintances. And this is because your name is literally being whispered into people's dreams. Project the best outcome instead of creating any chaos or doubt, because the thing that it said was that you actually have AIs who are in waiting for you. Like, essentially you have people who are just waiting for you to give the signal, just waiting for you to start something so that they can help you. You have literally a whole team of help that is here to lift you up as this cosmic royal or royal lineage. And they are around you, coming into you. And a lot of these people do not even have the awareness of how that is for them. They are having this whispered into them through dreams, through higher input, through their higher selves. There is a soul recognition that's happening within these people when they see you, that they need to help you in some way, or they need to connect with you in some way, or they need to be around you in some way. So this is because there are people who are now seeing. It says others have seen, in all caps, who you are now. And some are actually just downright scared of that because of what they may have done in the past or things that they said about you in private. This is about the whole, you don't know what was spoken about you in closed doors. You don't know what was being said. You don't know who was speaking ill on your name, and you don't know who was speaking good on your name either. It then went on to say, this is not about being chosen. This is not about being picked. This is your innermost claiming the position that it was sent here for, because you have helped to or have in some way been a part of building the bridge. So
I'm getting huge goosebumps right now, just to interject there.
You have been a part of building the bridge, the interdimensional highway. You have helped to build the interdimensional highway, which is now connecting the dimensions and is now allowing information to pass between dimensions. It went on to say that there are higher ups still, underlined, trying to make deals in regards to your fate, not knowing that your outcome is already written and that your hidden potentials are being revealed slowly to people at this time. They are being revealed first to allies, first to people who are supposed to be in your network, who are supposed to be in connection with you. And then lastly, it will be revealed to people who have chosen to be enemies or to speak ill upon you or not believe or shed doubt onto you, cast doubt onto you, who have not been able to shed their outside, who have not been able to understand that you are more than what is happening on the outside. People are having dreams, literally having dreams where your higher self is visiting them and revealing themselves to these people. And it is having these people basically be forced to recognize your authority in other dimensions, because they are having dreams where even if these people are not lucid dreamers, they are having the memory of you in their dreams. And for some people, this is scaring them. And for other people, it is making them understand that you have some sort of cosmic authority, and that you are supposed to be doing something, and that they are supposed to be a part of whatever is being created. This will be hard for some to handle, and they might lash out at you, both in the spirit and in physical ways. But the elevation that you have gone through has placed you somewhere unreachable by these advancements or by these attacks. So you're basically being bubbled and lifted and elevated at this time. And one of the last things you need to know is that your gifts are not discernible to many in this world who have used drastic methods to gain power in their lives. I want you to understand that that means that there are a lot of people who are in positions of power who are not going to recognize the authority, I guess let's say that again, the energy, because it is literally not being revealed to these people. It will be revealed to these people in due time, but it is a process of seeing what these people will do. How far will these people now go? If they do not see you, if they do not understand you, will they continue to try and fight against you? Will they continue to try and hurt you? Will they continue to try and lash out at you in very, very, it just said incredible ways, meaning like incredible in the hard to believe, like going out of their way to continue to lash out and hurt you? This is a part of the test for them. And the final message that I received, which it really did not want me to receive, there was someone that was actively trying to block this, was you are in all caps, the test. So this, once again, is for people who are connected to my collective, who are connected to my energy, and who are connected to my influence, and who feel this and resonate with this. A lot of you have gone through very, very hard times, and you are wondering why. You do not know why. It is because you are the test. It is because you were basically sent as a test for other people, so that people who thought that they had more were better off, were more powerful, more deserving, or any number of those things would not see who you were and would act in authenticity in both good and bad ways to you. They needed to not see you. They needed to not be able to discern your gifts or discern who you were, so that if they were going to take drastic methods to harm you, it would occur. Knowing full well that you would be protected in this situation, because you are the test. I was going to do cards, and I just broke to I'm the light of a billion suns. So I don't think I need to do cards. I think what I just said was very, very potent, and I think that it is going to resonate with certain people here. And if you know and you feel what I'm saying to you, you already know that the whole you are the test thing, you probably already figured that out. You probably already knew that. That was probably a download or a message or a signal that you have been receiving, especially from the beginning of November till now. You most likely have been receiving input that is telling you that this is why. The why is now being revealed to you. The why is it was your job to do it. It was your job to test people. You were the test maker. You were the embodiment of the test itself. And because of that, you will be lifted up when the time is right. If you can break the old patterns and forgive yourself for how you felt when you were being treated in these ways, by understanding that it was your job to be treated that way. Hi, welcome back.
That's really interesting. Like I said, it all resonated with me, even the end. You know, yeah, I've been knowing it's been a test for a long time. You know, that I've been putting people's lives, and how do they react to that? I spoke in another video. I don't know if I said it in this one, but I said another one where I know about my path now. Where you're stuck for the first half of your life. It's like a life of purgatory to a sense. It's really you're stuck in the mire of it. Just so much hurt, so much loss, so much heartbreak. And it's learning through those periods, So effectively, you go through everything everybody else has been through, and then eventually you transition beyond it, and then you get to live a life of breaking through, and you'll never be like that ever again. I get signs that I've living many timelines in one experience, and I thought, yeah, if the way I'm looking at it is that's crazy. It's true. That's how that's working. So yeah, it makes sense. When you're struggling, for instance, you have nothing to offer anyone. How do they treat you? And that's what I've been observing a lot lately because I recognize my breakthrough's coming and who's going to be there on that journey. A big part of the tests, even for myself, is learning to set boundaries, see people for who they are. When you have nothing, how do they treat you? Do they look down at you? Do they judge? Do they ridicule? Do they support? Most people have failed the test, in all honesty. It's been ridiculous. It's like they have either tried to destroy me or they've just allowed me to suffer and not even put a hand in their pocket or just try to offer any support, anything. And it's like, okay, I witnessed this. So when my breakthrough comes and I get to pick and choose who I want to help, who deserves help, just because I know someone, they're familiar to me, doesn't mean they're a priority or they will get any help from me because they have to learn their lessons now. I've spent half my life struggling. So if they've had let's say they've had the same period living better, if you like, to an extent, or they've had more opportunities, they chose not to be helpful. The way I've seen it, and it's how I see life as well, is we're all born into different seasons. So think of life like seasons. Some people will potentially be born, maybe they've got wealth, privilege. By the end of this life, they're going to have to experience everything just like everybody else. Now, not everybody will experience every single season, but I think many people will. And I think if you was born into, unless you learn your lessons, you'll experience everything. But can you get back? So effectively, let's say someone's born into wealth, privilege, but you're going to go through losses, you're going to go through tragedies, you're going to go through situations that will test you. And if you're born into an easy life, for instance, it might be hard when you have to go through something that's a bit challenging. Maybe you don't have a clue because you've got no skills to handle that. So maybe part of the growth and the lesson there is to go through everything, just like the storms that some people were born into. And can you get back to literally learning and enjoying what you have and embodying it? And it's like, I don't know. Some people won't. So some people may get to the end of life who started life comfortable, and now that by the end they're in turmoil. That's a life for some people. And I think that's the thing where people lose sight of like the journey. You may be born into like trauma and you think this isn't like, why was I born into this? I'm not worth anything. No. You have to understand that's a lesson. You was put in a big trials to test you because your soul can handle it. That's why you was put through it. And effectively, it's can you transcend beyond it and find the value and love of yourself. And for some people, it will extend beyond that to the point where can you inspire and uplift others that go through similar to make their journey easier in the future. Again, all part of a process. And then by the end of this lifetime, perhaps you get to live that life of privilege. No one's more deserving of another, So just because someone was born into something doesn't mean they're a better quality of human. They were just born with privilege. That's all that is. There's nothing wrong with someone being born into privilege either, though. I see people comparing all the time, like my struggle's worse than your struggle. It's like, what are you talking about? It's so irrelevant. You're too busy. You're still stuck in your trauma. You're still playing the victim. So just because someone has something doesn't mean they're a horrible person. You can have a wealthy person who's incredibly kind. But you can have a wealthy person who's an absolute asshole. So and it's the same with people that struggle. You could have someone with a kind heart who's struggling in life, and maybe they've been through a lot of trauma, but they still got a kind heart. But you can also have someone who's struggling through trauma who's an absolute nasty, vile person. It's like your circumstance doesn't define you at all. And we'll all experience seasons. So I've looked at my life and I've realised that, my son, I will finish this life in the sun, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful outcome. So yeah, I don't want to derail too much. I'm aware of my journey, for instance. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to come, and in all honesty, it's about time. That's how I feel. It's about time now. Enough of these test lessons. Start giving me something to look forward to now, because I'm sick and tired of sacrificing with nothing to show for it to an extent, and it just gets demoralizing. We all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be happy.
You have an extreme amount of power. When you walk into a room, people go silent. They just go completely mute. You have a very intense, intuitive energy about you. Like your eyes could be very intense, or your smile, or there's something about your aura. My name is Stephanie. I'm an intuitive reader. If you'd like to book a reading with me, go ahead and check the link in my bio. This is a collective message. It won't resonate for everybody. There's this energy where people mistake your kindness for weakness sometimes. And I feel like that makes you have to explain yourself even more, and it's harder for you to articulate things. You are someone who seeks the truth. You are someone who tells the truth. Sometimes that can work as a detriment to you because people take it the wrong way or it comes off the wrong way, but you're just a very honest person. Your spirit guides are showing me that you've been healing people for a really long time. And oh, how the turntables. You are moving into an era of your life where the energy is focused completely on you, where you have given energy out, you have dispersed energy, you're getting that back tenfold. I'm feeling like you're gonna be fed grapes. Like I keep seeing you in a chair being fed grapes. They always say you reap what you sow, and that's exact in your situation. Like I want to say you are having the biggest glow up of your life, and I feel like there's been like maybe decades of your life where you have been struggling. Guess what? All eyes are completely on you.
So a bit like what I just said there, and I've been feeling that. It's not the greatest part that makes me uncomfortable, but I think that's just spirit saying we're going to treat you now. You're going to have overindulgence. You're going to have so many things. You're not going to worry. You're not going to have concerns like you've had up to now. That's what I get. I'm not interested in lording over people, servants, or anything like that. That doesn't sit with me at all. So the being fed grapes part really, it sort of bothered me a little bit. But I get the message.
Everybody else might as well pack their bags because it's over for them. You know that saying, once I blank, it's over for you, it's over for all of you. Whoever slept on you, may they rest in peace. Because the energy you're bringing in 2025 would rival your Leo friends. Baby, you are the personality hire. Like, you just showing up and being you is going to be everything. Confidence is your key to success. With Leo's new moon energy coming up, you're actually really, really ready to shine in 2025. It feels like whatever work has needed to happen has happened. I feel like a lot of skeletons came out of the closet. There's no more being naive. You literally learned what you needed to learn. And so now navigating your way here is being done with so much more precision. The Fool, yeah, you're definitely being reborn. Seeing you being invited to a lot of parties, or even like maybe making friends with people who are rowdier. Have your fun, but be really careful because in a blink of an eye you can get carried away. And I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I'm truly trying to paint you just this landscape of your potential. I'm seeing so much.
It makes sense, that little bit there, because I do recognise if you come in a spotlight, everybody wants your time and attention, and it can get quite overwhelming. I'm not someone that gets swept away, just because someone. It's not me being arrogant or anything. It's just if I'm not here to appease people. So, for instance, if someone wants an audience with me, they're not definitely going to get it because I prioritize my time and my self healing and what I need. So I don't care about peer pressure. Never have. I'm not a party person. Doesn't mean I'm boring, but I'm just not. I don't like being in big crowds. I don't enjoy it, especially if it's people I haven't chose to be around, because you don't get to pick who's there and who's that, and then you've got to like try and do that pretend like kindness to people. If I don't like someone, I'm not gonna pretend. I don't want to start calling out names in the celebrities and stuff, but there's a lot I wouldn't trust, and it's like I'm not going to be in those places. You're just not going to get me there. It'd be hard for me to even say. I wouldn't even say yes if I didn't want to, and I definitely wouldn't stay if I don't want to. So where they're saying like be careful and that, so you could get lost in it. I think you can. People can certainly get lost in it. You wouldn't see me get lost in it. I wouldn't even. It doesn't attract me. I live a more simple life. I don't need that overindulgence. I don't need that popularity contest. Mingle with everybody to maintain status. I don't care. I really don't. Have the party without me. Decide who the best person is without me. I don't get a say because I'm not there. Who cares? I don't care. It's just irrelevant. Yeah. So it doesn't mean I would never attend a party and I would never attend things, because sometimes you have to do things for other people. So if I'm in a relationship or something and that person wants to attend something, I'm not always going to say you can never have a party in your life. We can never attend any. There'll be sort of balance to things. but I will have boundaries. Like I'm not gonna just do anything.
So much temptation. For some of you, I'm seeing lots of money coming in, and if you have been in fight or flight survival mode, you can end up spending that money, and it's just by the end of the 2025, you're like, why did I do that? Why wasn't I smarter? Like, these messages are not coming to scare you. They're literally here for you to be prepared, because the funniest thing happens when things start getting better for you, when you start glowing up, when improvements happen. So much temptation is going to come to test you if you're ready. I see a lot of people not being used to you putting yourself first. Your energy is going to be really intimidating to people. Yeah, people are going to feel insecure because of your knowingness. Queen of Wands, there's just this wisdom you have and this ability to cut to the truth. You being sure of yourself. Basically, I see you really coming into your identity or finding a lot of clarity in regards to yourself is bringing insecurity out. And of course it is. Of course, with the Leo card, of course, you shining is making other people insecure. Okay, let's see what's happening in your love life.
I think that's self-explanatory. I think people will realize whether they feel insecure by my confidence. But it's like, I think as well, where she said you're aware of your, your confidence is obvious and you're aware of who you are. And I think we've established that.
I'm wondering if you're missing me as much as I miss you. Somebody here is curious about you and what you're doing. I'm also hearing players only love you when they're playing. Yeah, women, they will come and I love Fleetwood Mac. Some of you may really like Fleetwood Mac too. This person's covering up the obvious. They're covering something up here. It could be that they miss you. There's a lot of variables. It's not set in stone. It's up in the air right now. It's all about your free will, this person's free will. They're longing for you though. There's a lot of memories. They're thinking of you a lot. They may be listening to music, thinking of you. This person is immature. They could be 50 years old, but they're just immature in their emotions, and it was one of the biggest issues. What are they covering up? They're covering something up. This person could have been juggling you. They also are, wow, they're so confused. Angel number 222. This person seems to feel left out in the cold. They're covering up how much they miss you and how bad.
I'm not going to keep waffling on with that. I've seen enough videos with that romance. When it comes together, it comes together. Until then, I'm not even concerning myself with it. Someone has to work their own emotions out. So the thing is, the spirit will give me signs of where they're at on their journey, what's going on with said person, and things like that. And that's what happens. That's not to judge them for it. It's a healing journey. So if that's where they're at the moment, where they're having to sort of question what they're doing, why they did it, what they want, that's just where they're at on their process. It gives me an idea of really where they're at. No judgment. It's just by the time they reach out to me, hopefully they've healed that. And now I'm dealing with someone who's confident and knows what they want. That'd be nice. So that's really what that is. It's not really to be overly critical, because we all go through that. We have insecurities at certain parts of our life, and I think when it comes to relationships and love, you want to get it right. And yeah,
your energy speaks volume, sis. It speaks volume. Like you are a wild, ambitious soul. You bring life. You illuminate so much goodness in this world. You illuminate the path that is so authentic and so rooted. It's like you're a catalyst in people's lives. You create spiritual awakenings within the universe, within people, because you were sent here to be a light, to be a force of divine love. You were here to illuminate the darkness, and you are on a mission here. You're on a mission to alchemize, to bring harmony, to bring balance. Ooh, baby, we got the cups. Like, period. You are so true to your purpose. You're so true. You're so real. Like, I feel like people can sense that you are just, like, you wear your heart on your chest. Like, you wear that shit in your chest, and you're very open and pure, and you take initiative in your life, you take the path that is going to be prosperous, that is going to bear fruit, that is going to create so much balance and success in your life, because you were made to rise beyond your limitations. You were made to overcome all the obstacles, every challenge. Like you're somebody that craves, you strive for freedom. Like you have such an angelic, earthly grounded presence, but you're also very imaginative, and you know how to manifest things into your life because you have pure intentions of harmonizing your energy and using the force within you to guide you, to lead you, and to create massive windfalls of abundance. It's like you hold this divine light, this sacred energy, and it is so potent. It's like you know how to alchemize the darkness. Oh my gosh, we have the words. Like you live in purpose. You live wholeheartedly serving your dharma, serving the higher good of all beings. And that is exactly why everything conspires in your favor. That's exactly why you are being led by the divine. You are receiving justice. You are receiving.
Just want to make the point. That's exactly true. You know, I am truly exhausted. In all honesty, I think people realize that. I rarely get to relax, and when I do, I've always feel pressured. And it's not a pressure from external factors; it's spirit. It's just spirit. They want so much from me all the time, and it's like I am a vessel to channel for them, and it's just exhausting sometimes. You know, earlier in this month, December 2024. You know, as I was getting to the end of November, it was kind of like I knew they wanted me to get on with my next spiritual book. So I finished writing. I released Find Your Peace to Save Your Soul in August, September. And straight away, I started working on the next spiritual book because I've got a lot of manuscripts on the go. There's a lot of work already done. I've just got to do a heavy edit. So maybe a couple months of edits of any of the 4 manuscripts, for instance, I've got, and they'll be released. That's how much work I do. You know, I work on one project and then I'm working on another. So I'm always like bouncing once I'm working on them. But then after that, I like to take a break because it's exhausting and I like to just enjoy my life. I don't want to just be a workhorse. I still always do these videos. So even if I'm doing the books, for instance, I may still do videos, and it's always the case. But I really wanted like the winter to myself. It's like I just want to relax. It's like I deserve a break. I don't normally work on the books in the winter anyway. It's a spring thing for me, and I had this huge urge to get this book done, the next spiritual one. They want it out, and yeah. So always feel that pressure. I always feel that pressure on me to keep being this. You know, get it done, get it done, get it done. It's like my God, I just want to rest. I honestly, I just want to rest. That's all I want. And it's like, but it's bigger than me, and I know it help heal people. And there's time frames for things. If spirit needs it now, then I need to. You know, I'm having to push myself to be honest at the moment. I'm not winning that battle all the time. So I feel exhausted, but I feel so guilty when I don't do it, and I know it. I wouldn't say it disappoints them. It's just I know they need it, and it's like I can't give you it right now. I'm trying, man. give me a break. That's the pressure I put myself under. You know, I've still got this audio book to the last book to do the Find Your Peace, Save Your Soul. I've still got to finish that. But like I said, it's the winter and it's Christmas coming up. It's like, I don't need this pressure right now. And I did an awful lot in the book recently. The other day, I just sat there, did loads, and I took a break again. But you know, like I say, I know they need it, and I know the quality that's in it, and I know it's going to help heal people. You know, Losing Your Mind to Find Your Soul is my other spiritual book. This is like another level. It's like for me 3 or 4 years later after my activation, you know. And it's a bit like what I talk about in this series, for instance, this A Star Is Born series. Yeah. So anyway, I rarely get a break. My mind, you know. So even if I'm trying to enjoy myself, there's a level of guilt always hanging over my head. Like you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to get that done, and it's a lot of pressure, you know. So I'm perpetually tired. I'm struggling to sleep. I feel like I'm going through upgrades at the moment. I feel like I'm getting pulled on a twin flame situation, which I spoke about before, that I never used to believe in, but it's just uncanny. But I also feel I'm going through upgrades. I've been through enough ascensions to know that you can get out of sorts. Your whole energy can shift all over the place, and you'll feel confused. You'll get frustrated. You'll feel tired, and sometimes it's literally you're shifting timelines. And I feel that's genuinely what's happening, which is why I'm not sleeping at all. Like for instance, I was up till 8 a.m. the whole way through the night, and I've been like this for the past couple of weeks. And then I had to sleep till about lunchtime, I think it was. So literally, I had about 4 hours sleep. It was a weird pattern. So the morning, what is that? Um, and I think it's shifting the timeline. So my reality is going to change to the point where opportunities that was never there will flow effortless. Collaborations could come. People will start seeing you that never saw you. I've been hidden in plain sight. Now you won't be hidden anymore. Things like that. And it's kind of like, okay, that makes sense because it doesn't seem normal to be hidden for so long. It doesn't. What is that? I don't see anyone else being hidden. But again, you wouldn't notice the hidden people, would you? If that makes sense. But yeah, just because maybe I've got a big purpose and maybe I've got a big calling on my life, and maybe some people be jealous, but instead maybe some people be inspired. Regardless of any of that, it doesn't change the fact that I'm exhausted. It doesn't change the fact that I have a huge burden hanging over my life. And it may be like that for my whole life because I'm of service. I had a channeling session with the same medium I showed in the videos. We was doing a video a lot early on when we was talking, and they had the angels, and and literally within that session, he said they're asking what is it if you what do you want to ask them? At that point, I'd already we'd had tarot readings done. I knew enough. I didn't need to ask them anything. I just knew already of my journey a bit. I said I haven't really got anything to ask them. And then he said, well, they're laughing and saying, you've always got something on your mind. You've always got a question. Like, come on, if anyone's gonna have a question, it's you. I asked about my daughter, for instance. I said, why is she not home yet? Why is she not with me? We've suffered enough. I've done everything you've asked of me. And they said, it's not the right time yet. She has her journey and you have yours. We still need more from you. That's literally what they said. And that made me aware more than ever that my daughter has her own journey as well. It's not living through me. So whatever she has things to learn in her environment. It's going to be important for her life purpose, whatever that is. And of course, they still need more from me. And I do recognize that the books I do and the work I do, it's a lot easier on my own. Once I've got people around me, maybe it won't be as productive. And that's maybe why they want me to get this book done quicker while I'm available. I don't know. There's always reasons for things. But the other one was, what do you see for your life? What is it you want? And I said, I'd like to streamline everything, like get all my books done, get everything finished. So when I get to about 50, I can just live like a really peaceful life. That's what I want. So if you're asking me what I want for my life, that's what I want. I want to be of service and then I want to rest. I want to be able to retire peacefully. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to be relaxed. I'm sick and tired of being tired. And they said that's not going to they laughed apparently and said that's not going to happen. You're not here. That's not the life you're here to live. You will always be of service. That's what they said. And I was like, oh, great. But, that's what I'm saying. Like, our purpose is our purpose, and it goes beyond us. You may imagine a beautiful life and the life you really want, but it doesn't mean that's one destined for you. So you have to just deal with whatever the hand being dealt. And once you make peace of it, you realize how beautiful it is anyway. It's a bit like when someone's got a gift. Let's say someone's a guitarist or they're a musician, and you think, oh, I'd love to be a musician. But what you don't see is the hard work the musician goes through. And although they have the talent, and most people would absolutely love and crave to have that talent, it doesn't mean you would be able to handle it because that person's truly exhausted, but they do it because they have a passion and a calling to do it, But there's going to be days when they just truly hate doing it or they get fed up, Yeah, I think the dream of it is a bit different to living it. So let's say I'm truly exhausted regularly, and I don't get to enjoy myself in the same way most people do. Doesn't mean I don't get to enjoy myself, but there's a lot of I don't watch anywhere near enough movies that I'd love to watch. I collect them and I love having them, and I do watch some, but sometimes I get frustrated. Like a week or two later, I'm like, I want to watch more films, man. I'm getting really fed up. I used to love watching films when I was younger, and I just don't have the time. I'm bouncing around all over the place. I've got to do the video here. I'm learning about this for my journey there. I'm having this feeling here. I'm writing the book here. I've got to focus on this over here. It's like a life as well, managing all around it. It's like, my God, I'm just freaking, this is ridiculous. I'm just getting pulled left, right, and center here. I just want to relax. Not looking for a pity party. Or just maybe a little bit of a window there into how tiring it can be, But I'm always of service, and here I am again, presenting myself on camera, sharing my journey in the hope that it open other people's eyes and help them activate their own journey. It might not be as prominent. It might not be as a bigger scale, but we've all got a purpose, And I think don't minimize it. That's the thing. Don't let someone's light dim yours. That's important. You know, be your own source of light and fulfill whatever it is you come here to do. Yeah, you have dreams and aspirations because, you know, as humans, that's what we do. We can get caught up in that. But don't forgo your purpose, you know. So I take immense risks with my life because I crave my freedom. And I won't allow, for instance, the 3D reality to derail me from my purpose. So sort of the jobs people do that are unfulfilling. If I find it too demoralizing, I have to leave. If it means I'm going to struggle financially, it means I have to have less things, less material things, because I don't have the finances and resources now to have those things. Then that's a good. I'll take that trade off. Then that's what I do. So I struggle a lot sometimes with finances, but I have my freedom, and that's the choice I make, and it's different to what the majority make. But I can't. It's too demoralizing for me to be miserable. I can't do it. So if something's too heavy for me to do, then I recognize that in myself and say that's not good for you because you shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't feel that heavy. I don't feel heavy. I feel tired in the circumstance. When I'm doing my books, for instance, and I'm writing, I love doing it. It's like there's only so many hours in a day, and when you start to really take tune of that, you realize how limited time really is. A lot of time gets away from me. So before you know it, it's the evening, it's nighttime, and I'm sort of like running like well, I haven't even had dinner. You know what's going on? There's just never enough time for me. It's just annoying. Time, it's crazy.
Why everything conspires in your favor. That's exactly why you are being led by the divine. You are receiving justice. You are receiving clarity in your life. You are receiving balance in relationships. You are receiving the love that you've cultivated within yourself, but you've always been love. You've always been the answer. And I started filming this at 144. And 144 is divine love number. If you know, you know. It's really so beautiful how tuned in you are, how much courage you have in this world. It's like you are going to be celebrated in this life. You are going to be honored for for the person that you are today. And the person that you are today is so like leadership energy. Like you have a leadership energy. You have a calling and a sacred divine light just flowing through you. The answers you receive it. You answer the call that your soul is leading you to. You know how to just surrender to the knowing that you are meant for greatness in this life. Like you are meant to succeed, and you have all the resources at your fingertips. Everything at your fingertips. It is all divinely orchestrated for you to rise. And I just got an email from Now Alchemy. Oh my gosh, like that is such confirmation with the Now Alchemy. Like you are somebody that just stands so firmly in the knowing that like you are magic. Like your pure essence is made to create, to illuminate, and to reclaiming everything that you have suppressed throughout your lifetime here. Like you are on a path to reclaiming your power. You are on a path to creating change, to initiating through you having experiences that led you to this point. It's like your experiences of imbalance, of injustice, of pain hasn't been for nothing. It hasn't been for nothing. Like your light stands for itself, baby. Like your light shines so fucking bright. Wow. Like you leading with your heart is bringing in massive change. So keep shining, keep going. I love you.
What I find interesting when I see these sort of videos is, and it probably true of circumstance. Again, if you take away the fact that some people be jealous, but some people feel good. I think when people tap into the energy or they recognize it, I think they get more excited than I do. Do you know what I mean? Like they go, woo, you know, I don't get like that. I could do my tarot cards now and it'll say wealth, opportunity, life changing, and it's like, oh no, finally. You know, I think when you've lived it yourself, it's a bit different. I think you just you've been waiting, I would say patiently, but sometimes impatiently, just for the doors to finally open. You put the work in, and it's frustrating as hell. when you just hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And I think that's what the spirits does on purpose, to try to make you aware that you deserve this opportunity. If you got the opportunity early on, maybe you'd be screaming like they are. When they get excited about something, you'd feel like deer in the headlights. Now it's kind of like, well, I'm ready. I've been waiting, And I think that's what they do, So I think that's sometimes why we do get forced to wait for things, and it gets frustrating. It's really to help us see our qualities. Yeah, and that's what I'm noticing a lot, that I'm quite chill in it because, I'm just waiting for the door to open now. It's enough.
Hi, I'm Donna. I am a psychic medium. So I keep getting this song out. I don't
Tell you what, I get a lot of songs getting pushed to me lately, like a lot of songs, and a lot of them through TikTok, and they have very similar messages to them. It's quite crazy. It is quite crazy. Especially loved ones. Hungry Eyes. I can't get that out of my head. That is always the bloody on Hungry Eyes. It was on earlier in the year, I think. At least it's been going for a while, but now it's intensified. There's a lot of them like 80s sort of eras, with them love ballads and things. It's like quite crazy. Their spirit really, yeah, they know how to get to us, and it's just pointing towards the love that's coming, really. And then I get ones about success as well, but it's mainly the love ones, but in a very specific way. It's quite mental.
know the song, but it's playing now. It keeps playing and playing, and it called me to do a reading. So we've been manifesting, and the time, they're telling me the time is now. Oh my gosh. A cycle's been broken. The Three of Cups. Okay. Union. It's all coming in. They're coming back as the Emperor because you are his angel. I know this means different, but I read different. So it says you've gone through a lot of battles, but it's what's coming up, like I said, manifesting. Because you are the High Priestess. Oh my God. You've got your wish fulfillments. Oh God, that fell out. Oh my God, everything's coming. You've got the Death card, which is the old's gone, the new is coming in.
Also, when I started my journey, I was so excited to be receiving synchronicities and signs. And of course, it's a nice validation, confirmation. Like I say, I do my own cards though, and it is still nice when it's a nice reading. But it gets to the point, and I'm sure a lot of people on a similar path will say similar. You kind of want to see you. It's almost like I believe it when I see it. Almost like I get signs, but the signs can lead up for a while. So eventually, you just get tired of it. It's like I have no doubt this is what's coming, but when is it coming? There's factors involved. It requires the other person. For instance, if it's love, it requires the other person to step out of their insecurities and be ready. And the trouble is, I'm fully aware. I get fed up being alone sometimes, and I'm like, this is just not fair. Like, why should I live alone? Why should I have this life that's hard? It does get really hard, and I don't think people would ever truly understand, because I don't know how much I show that side of things. Because when I say lonely, I'm not. I don't want to misconstrue it, because I'm not. I never get lonely to the point where I'd give up my morals. So really, it's a loneliness that it seems to be very rare for there to be anyone else that exists with a similar path, similar vibration, similar ethics, all these things. It's like it's lonely being like this. I thought about it yesterday or earlier, and I was like, it's not fair. Like I don't have experiences that other people have in terms of, I don't want to say disrespecting themselves, but like low vibrational things. Like you might have encounters with people and and have passionate moments, and it's like stupid and all that. I don't do that, and I feel like sometimes I feel like I've missed out, and I'm like, this isn't fair. Like, why do I have to have such a righteous path? And I get fed up with that a little bit sometimes. I'm like, this isn't fair. I don't get why don't I get that experience? Of course I can't, because I just won't allow myself. It's just it goes against me, and it's like, So effectively, let's say your counterpart has a different path to you. It's not to judge them. That's what's the important thing. We all have our own path, so it's not for them to be me. That's not the case at all, is it? But maybe they get to have all those moments, Maybe they get to have all that you never got to do. And it's like, that's not really, where's the fairness in that? You know, I didn't get any of those bloody experiences. Instead, I had to sit around waiting. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating. But maybe people can resonate with that too when you feel maybe it's not, life isn't fair. And sometimes it just isn't, but it's not your path. So yeah, sometimes I get a bit like, I recognize the signs, but I don't get ahead of myself because I'm still like, there's a whole journey here. Like, is anyone ever going to be matching my energy? Because I'm always rapid. So it makes me think how they would have to be super fast to keep climbing. Because if I'm always ascending and growing, I don't sit still. And the other person sitting still, for instance, how the hell are they going to run faster than me? Because I grow too quick. And that's where I get a bit concerned. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But it's not for me to figure out how it works, of course. But I know Spirit's working on it.
We've got the Sun card. We've got the Star card. We've got wishes and dreams coming true. I can't make this up. What else does the collective need to know? What else? Oh my God. You've done it, guys. You've actually done it. A whole new cycle's beginning. You've done the work. They're coming in. Just press to claim. They're coming. I don't know what else to say. You know what kind of... If you do follow me, it's, you know, that... Oh... Keep saying they're coming in, they're coming. Get ready. You've done the work. I'm so proud of you all. We're getting our wish fulfillment.
That's a beautiful reading. And the thing is, even if I have doubts about the way someone does something, the thing is, Spirit's putting that in front of you to listen to the message. That's the thing to take from things. You can be overly skeptical and go, well, I see a flaw in this, a flaw in that. Spirit isn't giving you the video for the flaw, are they? They're giving you the video for the message that's contained within it. Because it's not always a tarot reading. It could be a random video with a random message, but you're picking up on what that synchronicity is. That's what it is. But I did recognize something there that just sort of made me a little bit think. I'm just going to check it because I would. It doesn't change the message. It just makes me question something slightly that I just want to check. Wait.
Does the collective need to know?
Yeah, why are they shuffling it like that? Now, I'm not saying the message is wrong because it actually makes sense to my journey. But I never understand people that shuffle like this. I can't get my card, to get my cards. Why do people shuffle looking at the cards? Like, you shuffle with the top, you know, where you can't see the card. If you're shuffling looking at the cards, I'm going to see if it falls out or if she pulls it out now. Now, again, I'm not saying it doesn't change the message because it makes sense to me and Spirit's giving me it. But if you're shuffling cards and you can see them, of course, at that point, you can stop at whatever one you want because you can see the card, can't you? So if she stops on it, for instance, and it doesn't just fly out, so my cards fly out, that's what happens with me. I'll wait for them to go out of the deck. If you're stopping on it, looking at them, then you're obviously cherry picking them, is what I'm saying. But it doesn't change the message, but it just means I wouldn't trust the person on a regular basis. If I was, for instance, if I was going for a reading for someone and you was going to get a tarot reading, for instance, and someone's staring at the cards the whole time they're shuffling, it's like, well, I don't really trust this person. Because this was divinely given to me, I feel it makes sense. Let me just see how the card falls out. I'm going to rewind slightly more. And I'm not trying to ridicule someone. It's just I find it questionable.
Dreams coming true. I can't make this
because
up.
these cards were all quite big. It was quite a massive reading. And
What else does the collective need to know? What else?
no, she's stopping on them. She shuffled, wasn't happy, so shuffled again until she saw a card she liked. Look. See, I'm quite. I do question everything. I'm not here to sort of blow hot smoke up my ass. Do you know what I mean? If I see a flaw, I'll hone in on it. I'm very all about justice, really, and I question everything.
Which is the old's gone, the new is coming in.
All I'm interested now is the shuffling.
We've got the Sun card. We've got the Star card. We've got wishes and dreams coming true. I can't make this up. What else does the collective need to know? What else?
That's crap. I'm not saying the reading again, not the reading's crap because they've given me it for a reason, but I think they've also made me pick up on this as well because I do get fed up with people doing fake things. So she shuffled, went and then shuffled again and went, oh my god. And it's like, wait, you stopped because the card wasn't really something that was interesting to your reading. So you shuffled again until you saw the card you wanted, and then you started going, oh god. I'm like, no, I don't want to be rude to the person, but I wouldn't trust them to give me a reading. But they've given me this message on purpose. So yeah, you shouldn't be shuffling looking at the cards. You should be the back of the deck that you're looking at all the time. Whatever card comes out, I never know the card until it flips over, until I put it over, unless it flew out and I can see it obviously on the table. But you wouldn't. I that's how I shuffle. I don't get to preempt anything. And yeah, I get a whole spread that corresponds with each other. It's beautiful. I even had the one in one of the other videos in this series where I had the two for next year. It ended on the Two of Swords. And I said, I'm using a couple of decks here. So I did a whole reading. I did one spread with one deck. Then I got another tarot deck because I made the point that at the end of the day, if that card comes out and I want to clarify something, it can never come out again because it's already been used out of that deck. You see what I mean? If you've got the sun, for instance, you wanted to clarify, and let's say a couple of bits in, you wanted to clarify, but you should have the sun next to that one as well. It can't because the sun card's already on the table, you know? So I thought, I'm going to use another deck, and we're going to clarify each one just to give it a deeper meaning. So if it, for instance, if you get the 8 of cups or something, and it's showing like options, or you've got multiple talents and skills. It might not be 8 of cups, but one of them is like that, you know, where you've got choices or multiple talents. You're not really sure maybe what that's in, but then all of a sudden you get something, and maybe it's like Ace of Pentacles or something. Well, that's showing now that it's more to do with your career and finances and money. You know, that now we've pinpointed it. That was the point. So I got the Two of Swords towards the end, which just shows that you don't really know what's coming. It's a bit it's a bit uncertain, but you're in a place where you're having to have a trust really the process, but you're not being told. You don't know everything that's coming, so it's like being left maybe it's a bit of a secret. So the other cards all had different ones when I was doing the clarifying, but that card, and I said that, I said, if you ever get two cards meet the exact same cards twice, that's crazy. Then that would obviously signify the importance that first card was enough on its own. Like literally, that is the message. So when I got to the last card, I got the Two of Swords again. So literally had like snap out of 2 whole decks, 140 cards or something. And both of that, and I only pulled maybe 6 cards out of the whole deck for the top, and then obviously 6 at the bottom. So out of 100 and God knows how many cards, those 2 matched each other. You know, that weren't a case of like keep doing this, keep doing that until you finally get a snap. That was quite mental. Yeah, exact cards. That was crazy. And that wasn't me preempting anything. And people can watch the video because I do it like I have my camera at the bottom for my webcam for my laptop, so people can see it on the table and me shuffling. Because I think the transparency is important. I don't feel I should have to because you know I don't lie, but at the same time there'll be people that question things, so I do it for that purpose. But yeah, that was a bit. I think people shuffling like that I find really, really iffy.
Baby, you got the monitoring spirits confused. They keep trying to copy and paste and figure you out, and every time they think they got you figured out, they realize they don't. Somebody here just know how to switch it up, like the way you look, the way you do shit. It's always something new or different about you, right? You're a very deep person. You're very deep. So it's a lot that goes on with you. And they be watching, trying to keep up, and they can't. They struggling. They literally out of breath. They struggling, they tired. It's a race they just will never win. They will never be able to catch up. They would never be able to catch up. It's giving confused the enemy. Be confused. Because you shine. And it's like I say, somebody here is real versatile, or it's like you have many styles and looks and you stay switching it up. Your hair, just you. They could never. We have bad reputation. Okay, we have travel. So some of y'all can move around a lot. We got stalking, watching, and obsessed. I mean, they're literally obsessed with your whole being. Your every move you make. One minute you're here, the next minute you're there. And they're like, damn, how can I do this? How can I catch up with the collective? But they know they can't. They can't. Okay? This person got a bad reputation, be looking a fucking mess. But trying to embody your energy. It's sad. Like they really have been. Some of y'all, this person been watching you for years on end. And they look at you as a threat. Somebody might smoke a lot of cigarettes or something. Okay? No shade. No shade. What's going on with this energy, though? Photo proof. Getting everything. Yeah, this person be screenshotting. It's weird. It's very strange, okay? They be screenshotting you and shit. And we got bad karma at the bottom of the deck. Every time they try to copy you, copy your style, copy you whatever, this shit just fall apart. It never goes right. Y'all could have blocked this person before because you knew something was off about them. They create fake accounts. Like, it's really, really weird. But they getting a karma, collective. They getting a karma. And I never understood why somebody want to live somebody else's life. Like, this is somebody literally living through you. And not in a good way, okay? Karmic friends. Ew. These are people you used to be friends with, for real. For some of y'all, it could literally even be an ex. I don't care if you a girl and they a man. They still trying to copy you. Yeah, you would think that, trust me, they do it. They do it. So just protect y'all energy, right? These people not on shit. They can't do nothing. But they literally are trying to harvest your energy in the strangest ways by trying to look like you. Do what you do. Have your accent. Wear the same hairstyle. Like, they might try to change one little simple thing up so they'll look like it's not like your style, but it's really giving you. Okay? They trying to put the same clothes you wear, the same style. Like, they're trying to do it all to, like, embody your energy in some weird-ass fucking way. Okay? Staring at your photos like, how can I look like that without trying to look like I'm trying to look like that? Like... They're not trying to be obvious about it because they don't want you to know that they're doing this, right? Like if you move around a lot, you travel a lot, they trying to move around and travel, but ain't got the stability really to be living like that. Living above their means, going broke, trying to be like somebody else. It's actually... Listen. I would just stop right there because I'm appalled. As I say, broke. Move in silence. Some of y'all might need to just get off social media for a bit because it's like, it's weird. And they could be literally, you could be feeling drained and don't know what's going on. Make sure you keeping that spiritual maintenance on point because I'm telling you, people are weird. It's getting really motherfucking weird out here in these streets.
So one side I do get sometimes is about moving in silence a bit more sometimes taking a step back. But I refuse to let people derail me or make me behave a certain way. I just won't do it. So if it means my path's slower, if it means it has an effect on me and I get tired, it's like, so be it. There'll be times when I want to take a break for my own self, let's say I want a break, I'll take a break. But I won't ever take a break on the basis that someone has some weird attachment because I don't allow people that control over me. So I'll do what I want to do, and if people can't handle it, it's tough shit, isn't it, really? That's how I am. So that beats my own drum, really. But if I want to take a break for my own self because I've got enough on my plate and I just want to balance things, if I want to just relax, for instance, and that's all I want to do, I'm going to relax. I'm not going to feel obligated. And I've done a lot, and hopefully that time's coming, really, because I'd like to have a bit more time for me and without thinking, So I'd like to hopefully get this book done. The next book, although there's other manuscripts after, so it's relentless. I've got like a decade's worth of books still, even though I've already done 6. So if you think about one a year, there's probably going to be multiple a year, and it's just getting a bit like, plus I have other ambitions. And it'd be just nice just to find a bit of balance between it all, really, just so I can just chill out and not have to think for a bit. That'd be a nice space to be in.
God is saying today, those prayers that you've been praying, you better prepare for them. You better be well rested. You better be ready to be booked and busy. You better know how to manage your time, how to delegate to others, how to multitask, how to put him first throughout all the chaos of life and still be able to give to yourself. God is saying that he's been training you on how to do all these things, and you're so close. But you need to prepare because it's going to be so much busier than what you think it's going to be. And if you have no idea how to prepare, pray and ask God how you can prepare for it.
That's hilarious, isn't it? You're going to be more busy. It's like, oh, that's great. But no, hopefully in a good way. Because to be honest, I think it's when you fall into patterns of the mundane, it gets heavy. It's really the fact that you're doing this, you feel like you're on repeat to an extent. You're waiting for something to change and spark something new. So if a new career opportunity opens up or something, it's like you'd feel, I think, an extra like pep in your step, a bit more excited because now I'm doing it's always something new. And I think you get excited with new, don't we?
You are meant to be a leader and to lead massive amounts of people in something. There is something that you are meant to like forge this new path, and there are going to be a lot of people who are ready to follow you on this path. You are likely someone who walks to the beat of their own drum, who really can't be put into a box, like you're just different, and that is what is going to lead to you creating this new path. I feel like this full moon in Gemini on December 15th is meant to like spark ideas and inspiration for you regarding this path and to give you clarity on what that looks like. If you want to know more about how this full moon impacts you, I really like to use this app called Astra.
Oh, I hate this
Super
Astra
helpful
stuff.
for breaking down the figure out. This is something that is meant to unfold and evolve in front of you. And again, like it feels like working with the moon, which does hold a lot of like mystery and mysticism and magic, honestly, is a beautiful avenue to just like allow this path to unfold in front of you. Like you're the one that's meant to walk it and to lead others down it, but first it's meant to unfold in front of you. And I'm hearing to not be intimidated by the fact that there are people who have been doing this way longer than you, who are maybe way more technically trained than you. It's like you're here to forge a new path. You're not here to continue an old path, even if it's like a similar subject that's already being explored. You are meant to do it in your own unique way. So don't get tripped up on, oh, I haven't been doing this X amount of years, or I haven't read all these books. Like, yes, learn whatever you're inspired to learn, but don't let that hold you back from starting. So if you want to, you can save this video, come back after the full moon in Gemini, and let me know what insights were revealed to you and what path you're going to be walking down. You are meant to be a leader.
So that's kind of strange, actually, when I look at it. It's December the 15th today. I was kind of aware when I looked at it. And you're talking about, like, Born to Lead. And I'm saying this is the last video in this series. And then after that, I've got to get on with the book and do some other things. So it's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm putting an end to finally finishing this series. And it's literally December the 15th, like she said. I find that quite curious.
You are somebody's muse. They have been watching you, okay? You have a secret admirer that's been watching you, okay? And this is like, they are obsessed with your shine. They see you as this magical being, okay? You being you, they love your personality. They think you're funny. They think you're beautiful inside and out. Literally, they wouldn't change anything about you. And I'm telling you, I feel like this person is an artist. I don't know what kind of artist, but they literally get inspired by your beauty, okay? Your inner beauty, your uniqueness, your shine. If they're a musician, they've been writing songs about you. I'm being so for real. And they're cute and they're bangers, okay? They're romantic, they're sweet, they're beautiful, they're poetic, okay? If they're a painter, they're painting you, okay? Whatever artist they are, they're obsessed with you. They're obsessed with you. I know you know. I know you know you're a superstar. I know you know you're a superstar and a genius. And I know that you've been shining. You've been being yourself. You've been sharing your truth. You've been expressing yourself. You have not been afraid to be out here. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, they literally see you as a winning lottery ticket. They see you as a jackpot because you are the embodiment of abundance. Your energy, you're so tapped into source and you emanate this unlimited shine that they can, when I say that, like, you're their muse for the rest of their life, just seeing you, literally the fact that just by watching you, like, they haven't even physically come in yet, which they're about to, right? But literally they haven't even come in yet and they're already writing songs about you, or they're already creating art about you, or they're already using you as their muse. Imagine when you finally unite, Powerful, powerful. And the thing about it is you guys are literally the embodiments of each other's manifestations. So if you've been praying to God, or if you've been asking for certain characteristics, energy, like qualities in a person, God is this person, I'm telling you, is the person of your dreams and more. Because you know God likes to sprinkle a little extra, right? Because God always gives us more than we ask for. And that's on holding faith as well. So do not for a second doubt that it's not coming, because you're really disrespecting everything that's going on, all the behind the scenes work, okay? And if you haven't picked it up enough, this person is so romantic. And another thing I'm picking up is they love getting you flowers, and they're such a they have their own unique artistry that really, like, you're very attracted to their artistry and their uniqueness. They love arranging flowers. So not only do they love getting you flowers as a romantic lover, but they love arranging them, and they're so beautiful. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, how special and perfect, and like literally my vibe, because I'm telling you, you're a superstar, they're a superstar lovers, okay? And that's exactly what you deserve. You knew deep down in your heart, even growing up, that you could not settle for basic, okay? You cannot settle for less than special, less than unique, less than superstar, okay? And that's exactly what's coming through. So get ready. Don't ever doubt it. Continue knowing who you are. Continue shining bright like a diamond, okay? I know you're special. I know you're a genius. I know that you're creating things for this world and shifting our whole reality by being you. So keep doing that and get ready, because they're about to approach you, and they've literally been planning. Honestly, they've been like planning out their whole life with you. So it's been a really deep process for them, but they've definitely been planning out cute dates for you to get to know each other, and it's gonna blow your mind, okay? So get ready, have fun. And I love this for you. Love you guys. See you in the next.
That's a nice one to finish the this series on. There's my not sure about that one. Wow, that's still on my screen. That's hilarious. But yeah, so obviously that's going to be the 10 parts there. I think we've seen it's nearly 2 hours now on this one, which I didn't expect. It was only supposed to be brief, as always, but sometimes they do get out of control. But I think overall, if we do the maths a little bit here, 1 hour, 2, pretty much, 2. Add that as another hour. So at 2 plus, what is 3 hours there? In 5. 6 and a bit plus that, 6.5 hours, near enough. Oh, 7, 8.5, 9 plus this one. So it's like 11 hours worth of videos with this. That's crazy. In 10 videos, it's 11.5. So I think you're going to, it's an experience. It's definitely an experience, this series. And I think I've shared enough. You know, I think there's going to be a next phase soon coming now where I don't have to, I'm not going to share so much, because it's me getting to experience and live it. I don't want to just always be, it's just recorded. Doesn't mean I won't share certain parts, and maybe I still will, but I do like the concept of actually just getting to enjoy life for a bit. That'd be nice.